and welcome back to our next segment reading of the Asatru Edda. I am Asgarrod Skegg, and today's chapter is entitled Vartari, and this is the case between Loki and Sindri, and Sindri is one of Dvalin's children, and Loki had wronged Sindri in one of our previous chapters, and so now it finally comes the case of Loki. The day had now come when Odin, Freyr, and Thor had to pronounce their verdict in the case between Sindri and Loki. The real question was whether Loki had lost the case and thus had to forfeit his head to Sindri or not. Before the appointed time, Sindri's brother, Brokr, appeared at the Thingstaddr of the Godin, Glitnir, to take Loki's head on the spot should the verdict allow it. Mimir and his underworld artists did not like Loki. They knew that he desired the fall of the Godin, the devastation of Yggdrasil, and the ruin of the worlds. The verdict must be supported by an unbiased and precise comparison between Sindri's work and Volander's. If Volander were better than Sindri, then Loki won the bet. If the opposite were true, he lost. Brokr had a well-spoken advocate for his brother's work, but neither Volander nor any other son of Ivaldi appeared to testify before the thing. They had not been privy to the bet. They never dreamed of competing with Sindri or allowing a judgment to be passed on the treasure they gave to the Aesir in reverence and friendship. Their decision was that the hammer was the best out of all of the precious things and provided the greatest defense against the Himthusar. And they declared that the Dvergr had won the stake. Then Loki offered to redeem his head. The Dvergr said there was no chance of that. "Catch me then," said Loki. But when Brokr tried to catch him, he was far out of reach. Loki had some shoes with which he could run across the sky and sea. Then the Dvergr told Thor to catch him, and he did so. Then the Dvergr were going to cut off Loki's head, but Loki said the head was his, but not the neck. Then the Dvergr got a thong and a knife and tried to pierce holes in Loki's lips and was going to stitch up his mouth, but the knife would not cut. Then he said it would be better if his brother Alfr was there, and as soon as he spoke his name, the awl was there, and it pierced the lips. He stitched the lips together, and it tore the edges off. The thong that Loki's mouth was stitched up with is called Vartari. The thong that Loki's mouth was stitched up with is called Vartari. Loki's lips were soon free again, but the scars from Sindri's awe never went away. Thus, his mouth took on an ugly sneer befitting a mocker. From that day forward, Loki's good looks were spoiled. Shortly, the judgment on the works of Ivaldi's sons were known in all of the worlds, and their enemies were filled with malicious glee. But Sindri himself felt no joy in his victory. He had been defrauded of his prize, and he knew that judgment would have dangerous consequences. Sindri knew Volander's temperament and his power, for Volander had once been an apprentice in Sindri's smithy. Thank you for joining us on this short segment on Loki finally getting his comeuppance throughout all of the stories and his shenanigans we've seen so far. I hope you enjoy the content. Please support the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and make sure you subscribe to catch all of our new content. Thank you again for listening in, and we'll see you on the next segment.